Hello and welcome everyone to the 2021 Waco Annual Charity Open presented by Prodigy Disc. We are at the second stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and we have got BigBarri commentary. Myself, Jeremy Koling, joined by my co-host, Ulibarri.
Let's get into the Grip 6 low profile. We have Cale Leiviska. Last year, he finished third, score of minus 16, 50%. That's pretty nice stats right there.
And Paul McBeth finishing second right behind Colton Montgomery in that epic battle. In the shortened event, this tournament last year was only 2 rounds. So these positions, you know, they are accurate because that was a final tournament, but these are after 2 rounds, so maybe not quite indicative of what was to come. I know Cale said that he wished he had that 3rd round because he was coming.
Absolutely, and then Eagle McMahon, and then we have Brian Earhart rounding out our card.
And let's get into hole 1, par 3, 291 feet. And on a calm day, this is nothing but just a little simple hyzer, or maybe even a mid-range or a putter up the gut, and it's a birdie all day. But today we have 15-mile-an-hour southbound headwind with gusts up to 31 miles an hour. This is not an easy birdie. This is gonna be a tough hole. Let's get into a little breakdown with Cale Leiviska.
I'm Cale Leiviska. I'm 37 years old, and I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. It was 2005 when I won the Minnesota State Championships, qualified for the U.S. Championships, and really had my first taste of a big event. And seeing that I could succeed at that level, I kind of just took off from there. Dr. Smooth, yeah, I don't know who came up with that. It might have been my boy Luke Humphreys, but I've heard that a few times the last couple years. But yeah, I pride myself on consistency, accuracy. That's very important for me, for my game personally. I don't throw as far as a lot of the big arms out there, so keeping it in the fairway, my upshot game, putting the disc close to the basket is something that's very important for me, and keeping it smooth will hopefully let me play this game for many more years. You know, it was about 2011, 2012, and there was a group of us, 10, 12 of us, who, you know, had the idea of starting up Prodigy, kind of had high ambitions to, you know, to get salaries and to be able to do this full time for a living. It took a lot of work and a lot of things happened, good and bad. You know, it's where we are now compared to where we were in 2013 is pretty unbelievable with how much we're doing with course development and disc development, and you know, the feel of our plastic is something I think that it really sets us apart from other manufacturers and stuff. We have very grippy plastic. The team that we have now, we're in a pretty special place and really set to do a lot of things now that this boom in disc golf has happened the last few years. You know, being involved with Prodigy, I know that's bigger than any individual. That's something that's going to live on forever. And then, you know, with my course development, a lot of the courses that I've built, the courses I've designed, it's almost more gratifying than getting a big victory in disc golf is designing a course, building a course, coming back 2 years later to a community that didn't really know much about disc golf, and then to see, you know, families playing on the course. That's something that, you know, will hopefully live on for long, long after I'm done playing. So now being down here in Waco, you know, this is one of my favorite courses on tour because I feel like it's got such good balance we got the 9 open holes and the 9 wooded holes. That mixture is something that I appreciate in a disc golf course, that balance. And, you know, first round, being able to play in the Jomez card is something that I'm very grateful to do. And every time I get on a Jomez card, I'm, you know, hoping before I get out there that I can throw in a cool shot or make a sweet ace. We got a great card today and a very strong field, obviously, for every Pro Tour event now. So this is where it's at.
Cale Leiviska, just such a smooth player, and he's a guy that always does well at this event, even though it tends to favor forehand dominant players.
Give it up for Cale Leiviska!
Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, at his level though, you know, his experience, how smooth he is, like he was saying, looks like he's actually going with that middle route, maybe keeping it low here, which it's actually highly aggressive. It's a highly aggressive play.
And that needs to sit down, and it does. That's going to come up about 45 feet short.
Representing disc golf and 5-time disc golf world champion, Koling! McBeth!
McBeth shooting his second ever 18 under round here at this very track at Waco. However, that was when the par was a little bit easier than it is this year. He's going to go with that high hyzer, and this is looking like a pretty nice line.
Ching it.
Oh, no!
Off the. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Good thing there wasn't anyone teeing off on 2. That hit the tee pad.
That's a
Hit off the
blunder right
top
there.
of the basket. That's not funny, but
You kind of can't do anything
like
else
it came
but
out of
laugh at
nowhere.
That was so bizarre. Inches from an ace to start the tournament. I mean, that's an all-time bucket list to throw your first shot. Then that's something that Cale Leiviska did at the very first Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the season at Las Vegas. And it was actually his first throw of the season. I mean, doesn't get any better than that. Eagle going to show us how the tilt flies in this 15-mile-an-hour headwind.
Yeah, the consensus with how the tilt flies is it really doesn't like to fly.
Okay, that's spiked nice, but this needs to stop rolling, and it does not.
12:30 tee time. Representing good crowd. Give it up for
We're going to get to that in a second.
Yeah, it doesn't like to fly, but it looks like it likes to roll.
Well, once it gets on edge, it really just wants to keep slowly rolling. I do not envy this shot for Brian Earhart into this headwind. So difficult with the left to right green.
Yeah, he has a solid forehand game. I'm surprised we didn't see him try that. That looks
Oh my,
unbelievable.
that is a
should've done a
top-notch
Told
execution
you what the
from Brian
strategy was,
Earhart.
man.
Phenomenal drive.
Alter your brainwaves, my
Hi
guy.
guys, thanks.
Cale just lays this up a bit.
So
Yep.
far, right?
Cale lays it up. Ska. That was dumb. But Eagle McMahon actually practiced this very shot in practice 2 days ago. And the wall, the grip 6 wall that you see in the background, as it comes up short for the par he's going to tap in for bogey, well, that was actually removed a day before the event, and that's going to be a new feature on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, is that they're not going to have walls that are going to save us from going out of bounds.
Nice.
And Eagle didn't know that, which is why he threw that shot. He kind of expected the tilt to roll like it did, but then he was going to get saved by the wall, which is no longer there. And that's kind of on Eagle for not knowing that that wall was removed, but it's kind of controversial, like changing the course the day before the event. But alas, it's all history now, and he'll be able to make an adjustment for the upcoming 2 rounds. But
Yeah, brutal roll, though. I mean, he threw a great shot. You can throw... That's the shot where we throw. It's going to roll sometimes.
that was just a fantastic birdie for Brian Earhart. In that win, that is a very difficult hole. Hole 2, par 4, 631 feet, slightly low ceiling. You want to throw a driver that ends up somewhere in the middle, because if you go off to the left, there's going to be trees in the way. There is that sidewalk OB left, but more importantly, the sidewalk on the right really comes into play. With this headwind just ripping up the fairway, it's so important to keep that drive low and get a ton of distance. Mother Nature just really hasn't been our friend with the wind that we've dealt with in the first 2 tour events.
Brian Earhart goes with the sidearm.
Oh,
Needs to get past it. Just a beautiful shot.
that is
Wow.
fantastic.
And he's got that. He's got the double combo, the backhand and the sidearm with power as well and accuracy. He has a kind of a game built for the wind.
Cale keeping this wide as well, swinging back towards the middle. This grass does seem to eat up discs, and you don't see too many skips down this fairway.
Nice flip up. That's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, that's a bunch of distance, and you have to hit with a lot of edge like Paul did to get the skip and hit the right patch of grass, and that's prime landing zone right there. He can probably throw his zone from there, but might want to go with fairway driver. It's just so hard to tell how far you get up this fairway dictates everything.
This thing's going far down the fairway. I know that because I've noticed that when he throws it, it usually goes farther than everybody else.
Pew!
I'm observant in that way.
I've noticed that. Cale's got a very technical shot to trust that through the gap. And skipping off the sidewalk. That is incredible.
Just
Wow.
casually, yeah, thinking,
Yeah.
yeah, right. You know he was so scared.
Oh my gosh, that is a frightening shot and 320 feet into that headwind.
This looks great too. Great height. You like it high like that, so it'll get smacked kind of down.
Oh.
And he's gonna have a tailwind putt. You can't really hate that on a day like this. It's a little bit long. Eagle far enough down the fairway that he can go with his MD5. Swinging this one wide and coming up just a bit short.
Money though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's some good stuff.
Yeah, Paul is going fast, wide edge to get that skip and doesn't quite get over there, and that is going to be a tough left to right crosswind.
I think he was expecting the wind to kind of lift it and throw it over there to the pin there. That's one thing. Playing in the wind, we can play it as best as we can.
Oh,
Beautiful.
wow.
But, you know, you just like a putt like that. Like you can play it as good as you can, and the wind can just do whatever it wants to it. Like you just make a good read, be happy with the read you made, and then
Yeah,
just deal with it. Yeah.
It feels silly sometimes playing in the wind when it's this gusty. You don't really know what's going to happen. You can predict as well as you can try, but it doesn't always do what you want it to.
Nice
Yeah,
catch.
buddy.
Paul is in, and Eagle can make that short headwind putt. We are going to have a star frame in the second hole.
Not only did Paul make that, he was falling forward, but then did the tap of the foot behind it and then slid it across.
Oh, that
Maybe
is a
some-
new rule.
Maybe some baseball. I don't know. No, it's a new rule that you can make it and fall forward nowadays.
I thought you tap your foot though. I thought.
No, yeah, I misspoke there. You can make it and you don't have to put that other foot down.
Oh,
You just
right.
show balance.
Correct,
But he
correct.
made. I'm talking too much about this. It was supposed to be kind of a joke, and then
Oh.
I made Eagle miss. Sorry, Eagle.
Yeah, please don't talk while the putter is putting.
Very surprising miss there.
And he actually went with his MD5 instead of a putter because that just scared of that headwind. And
That was weird, yeah.
his putt is geared to do well in windy conditions, but man, it's going to take a lot of improv from all these guys to battle this wind throughout. We've only got one more hole before we get into the woods here. Hole 3, par 3, 320 feet. Couple different options, but I imagine most of these guys are going to go through this right here with a pretty overstable fairway driver and try to hit just at somewhere near the top of the hill and just get a little bit of scoot left. This elevated basket is going to come into play here on the putting green.
Brian going with that same disc he threw on the last hole. This is a very overstable force.
This is going to be
Please
too
help.
wide, but it manages to, well, actually, not that bad of a result. I mean, it's going to be a challenging 38-foot putt. But all things considered, for missing the line, that's not a bad result. Cale keeps this low. This is looking really pretty. Just
That's gotta get up.
scoot,
Go.
get up. Doesn't quite crest the hill. Yeah, that too, that's almost just lay it up. Ball can make the correction. A little bit too high and
Could get smacked down though. See?
oh my gosh. Wow, that was a crazy redirection off the tree.
Yeah, talk about a world champ kick.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that's where you want to be on this green. It's scary. Oh, an eagle has kicked right.
That's a tough upshot from
That's
there.
not going to be easy.
15 those with
15, the 5.
And he's going to go tilt forehand. Oh, that is great touch with a disc that requires a ton of power. Well done. And Brian saying, just conceding to the par, and that's a good decision there with that great start, the birdie on 1 and 2. Cale doing the same.
Bunch of smarties out here.
And Paul not really granted the same opportunity to play safe. He's got to go for this putt. You want it to lift, and then sometimes you want it to drop, and sometimes you just want it to stay on its plane. It's just so tricky. Oh, boy.
It's a nightmare.
Did I go right through?
It's,
was it left?
I don't know, man. It certainly looked like it went right through. It's not easy to do on these Prodigy baskets with those crossed chains, but
Back-to-back putts, he hasn't had the result from, about 15, 20 feet.
and we haven't seen that side of Eagle, the frustration. It's easy to not be frustrated when you're throwing the disc exactly where you're aiming it. But, when you face a little adversity and a couple of missed short putts, that's going to challenge anybody. And here we are. We have moved on to the belly of the beast. Hole 4, par 4, 441 feet. I don't know why they just call it 444 feet. Let's just keep it consistent here. This tee shot is everything on this hole. You have to get this thing moving left. Too far left, and you're in danger. Not far enough left, and you're in danger. You hit any tree on this hole, it's going to kick you in the woods. A good tee shot, and this is going to set up a very routine approach. A bad tee shot, and you're going to be happy to walk away with a bogey, maybe even a double.
Oh, I did it again. Shoot.
Oh, and Brian, he's gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah, I think best case scenario there is 4.
Oh, certainly. I think he would feel very happy with a 4 after that. And I like that initial starting angle, the wide. Is that in position to attack the green?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you get anywhere around that tree, and you're going to have angle into the green. This is a little too fast to the left. Hopefully he can get a kick out.
And the one good thing, once you get into these woods, is that for the next hour and a half, you really aren't going to have to contend with that much wind.
A little gusty, though. I mean, sometimes you get some breezes coming through there.
Eagle is just a fraction off right now, and it is showing. This is another situation where this could be a great 4 save. 3 is completely out of the picture, but this could also be 5 or 6 so quick.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe,
you could get a look.
or he could just park it. Are you kidding me? That is such a fantastic shot. Okay, I spoke too soon once again. That was an amazing, and that's going through the tighter gap, which is just risking everything.
Risky business that guy is involved in.
Brian going outside turnover flick. This is looking nice.
Get a kick, and you might have a look. Otherwise, you're going to be staring right to the left of that basket right there. From our viewpoint is the river.
Mm-hmm. And that is a slopey green. If you miss a putt long, you could sail right into the drink. All showing a little bit of technical flick, but missing his line, and that could be a very difficult up and down.
I feel like this is Cale's bread and butter right here. This shot right here, he does this as good as anybody.
That's how I got that nickname, Dr. Smooth. That was beautiful. And I really feel like one of Cale's strengths truly is playing on courses that have a lot of left to right shaped fairways. You might think intuitively that it would be a forehand type course, but Cale thrives in those environments. That creativity, just to come up with that and execute it in that awkward stance, that is just Paul McBeth to a T.
What a birdie this would be.
And still a good par. he might not feel good about it after giving himself a good look for the birdie, but that 4 is not surrendering strokes to the field. And oh, this, wow, that is fortunate to stay safe.
Safe.
And this has a little awkwardness to it as well. He has to straddle out left to get around this tree. Yeah, and these guys, I mean, that's what happens in the women. Everybody's going to be struggling from the tee to green and then in.
Yeah, well, besides Brian Earhart, he's now gonna take his bogey. He just was a little bit too close with his approach and really could not decide whether or not he should play for. And Cale, what a fantastic birdie. I'm surprised this is only the 6th most difficult hole.
Well, I think it's the distance that doesn't make it that difficult. 441 feet. That's a very, very short par 4.
Just once we see bad numbers, they just seem to really get bad quick. There were 7s and 8s out there, and I guess we must have missed something that Brian threw at some point, but I did not see how he took a 6 there at the end. But man, that is a tough number to take after that great start. Moving up to hole 5, par 3, 264 feet. Just a little double tier up a hill and up the hill one more time. Slightly low ceiling, so you're gonna wanna throw maybe a mid-range, perhaps a slow speed fairway driver or even a putter and just drive it into that hillside and get it to just slide over if you can't avoid those 2 trees up there on the green.
Hurry.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That looked so far left.
Than the trees.
Just like you said, is if you drive it into that hillside likes to take it and give it that nice left to right skip up the hill.
That's playing that hole very well.
It's up there.
Eagle getting the putter to flip up and turn straight towards the basket. All looks like he is going high speed. Drifting towards the back edge of the green, and that's going to be an obstructed putt. Brian gonna go with the backhand.
Yeah, all sorts of different disc choices here. Really just your preference. Like, what are you going to throw that you're most confident with?
Nice, buddy.
What disc did he just throw? That looked so high out of his hand, and then just immediately just got smashed down and is parked. That was amazing.
Oh, boy.
These awkward stances are having their way right now with Paul McBeth's putting.
Everybody, really.
Mm-hmm. Eagle coming up just a bit shorter than he'd like. And there's
Nice
the
putt,
first birdie
butter.
for Eagle's round. Make you feel a little bit better.
Might be the longest putt that we've seen so far.
Yeah, his and Brian's on 2. I mean, we're not going to see a bunch of putts made outside the circle today, I don't think.
Yep. There you go. Nice, good. Just how I drew it up.
Hole 6, par 3, 267 feet. Another short hole in the woods here at Waco. This is going to be a left to right, either a forehand mid-range or fairway driver or a backhand turnover for Cale. And it's just basically get over that hill, make the initial gap, and once you start moving down this hill, they just seem to really funnel all the way down to the pin.
I feel like I've seen McBeth throw mid-range in the past here as well.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful, Cale. Great shot.
That's so pretty.
He needs to calm down. Looking so good and throwing so good.
And Eagle's gonna stick to this play. He's done the grenade in the past, and he really likes that play on this hole.
Whoa.
And why would you not?
Yeah.
That's
Cool shot, man.
just ridiculous accuracy and touch. And who cares about the headwind? I mean, that's just amazing.
This is an old, beat-up zone. He's going to go flip up, turn over, tree, bounce right,
And
Dunzo.
you're going to see why they call this course the Beast. Over there's some holes, but there's worse spots in the course, but that is not good over there early and right. Okay, and Paul also going backhand turnover, and this is looking quite fast, but still pretty good. He's going to have another obstructed putt, but maybe a little bit easier than the other ones. Look at that little ultimate frisbee style nose up flick. That's looking so pretty. Brian Earhart doing good things so far.
Except for that 6.
We don't talk about that. We talk about the good things.
Buckets. That's good things.
He's not going to miss too many of those. He's certainly not going to miss 3 in a row. He's going to make that adjustment.
Well, he didn't. He made it.
Brilliant commentator. I don't know what to tell you. I saw that and I called it.
I know. I had to mirror what you said to make me sound smarter.
And Cale now with his first awkward putt. And Cale makes more putts left side chains than anyone in disc golf history. And just the touch that he has, the way that his push putt hits the chains, it just drops like a brick. I feel like as soon as my putt is left of the pole at all, I just know it's going to spin its way out of there. If Cale's is heading towards anywhere near any chains, he's feeling like he's got a made putt in his hands. What makes him so consistent. Hole 7, par 4, 429 feet. It is a low ceiling tunnel shot that you want to get the disc moving left. A lot of players are going to go with a overstable mid-range to get out to the field right here, but there's also an aggressive attacking play. We may see Eagle go for it with a forehand turnover with a driver to try to get down here into this bowl, try to get a long look at the Eagle.
Come on.
Needs to get left, and it does a little bit, but that is going to be a little bit longer approach than I'm sure Cale was looking for.
Yeah, but really not that bad. He's got 200 feet into the pin there.
Oh, and Eagle has released this late and has kicked right, and the struggles are continuing for Eagle.
I am very surprised with that play, with his power sidearm and how accurate he is with that. I mean, he could have just done what he did on hole 4 with that kneel out and parked it maybe.
Right. And that's what you expect to see from Paul. Just beautiful mid-range shot right up the gut, and that's going to be nearly a jump putt across to the basket.
It like gained speed halfway through. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It was like going slow, and then it was like zoop.
Just knew who threw it.
Like, wait, what? Video game?
And Brian, is this early? Yes, and connecting that one tree you really are trying to get by.
Still doable from there, though. He got actually kicked out to the opening.
This is one of the easier holes on the course. It's a fairly soft par at par 4.
Don't tell that to Eagle.
Yeah, I don't think that we're in any danger right now. Oh, you're saying because he's struggling. Yeah. But, like you said, just getting out the gap alone for Brian puts him in position to throw this shot, which he does not execute. And he may have a look at that filter down to the bottom of the bowl.
Be a great save.
Eagle just throwing a line drive through that. That is a great save. Like you said, it feels like it's a drop shot, but it's better than taking a 5.
Like you said, he was actually shorter than Cale's drive, who we also thought was a bit short. And this is just child's play for Cale.
Nice,
He's made
Cale.
a career
Beautiful.
out of that line right there. So pretty. Also good at this. This length jump putt is something I feel like he does so well. He's so accurate, such a weapon. From 130 feet, he can just kind of keep it on line. That time was just a bit off, but did its job.
Brian did have a look there. You were right. He kind of got to the bottom of that bowl, had a little stab at it. Wasn't able to connect, but he'll take par, move on.
Tapping that one in.
You get older, like throwing a
No harm, no foul.
Like hurts my shoulder now. Like I can still throw softball, no problem, but baseball, I'll be like sore the next day. It's so weird. You get that, or you
Got to
mind if I
give a
tap,
shout
guys?
out
Yeah,
to
go
the
ahead.
first 2 Eagles of the tournament,
Yeah.
to Lance Brown and Eric Oakley.
Let's go.
Taking 2s on this one.
All right. Hey,
Congrats.
Lance,
Thanks, y'all.
Eric, congrats.
Congrats, dude.
I wanted to yell, but I figured that wouldn't be good on.
They're not going
on
to
the
hear
mic.
you like if you yell louder. If they watch this, they're going to hear you. And if they don't watch this, they're not going to hear you. Hole 8, par 3, 215 feet. The shortest hole in the course, yet it does not come without its problems. Just anything left early. If you're off your line just the tiniest bit, you could be in jail in snap of a finger. You want to drive a putter or maybe a mid-range into this hillside, maybe about 45, 50 feet short, and just kind of get it to slide over this hill past this tree. And if you come into this green with too much pace, that hillside will take you about 50 feet past the basket.
Oh, stay straight, stay straight.
That's exactly the way Paul's playing that one. Does not quite get the slide I'm sure he wanted, but he will be left with a 32-foot death putt. Eagle
Beauty. Go in. Oh, that was going in.
And that was maybe a good break that it hit that tree if it wasn't going to go in, because that was heading down to 10's fairway.
Oh my God.
Flippy zone almost got it. Gets the kick left. He'll have to probably do that same kind of stretch out we've seen on the last couple holes from these guys and pitch it up there.
This hole doesn't matter really if you throw backhand, righty, lefty, backhand, forehand, whatever. It's just a straight shot, and you want to throw it 210 feet. So whatever weapon you have or whatever shot you have in your arsenal to go straight, it doesn't matter what kind of spin the disc has on it, because you don't need it to break at all. Yet that shot isn't something that, even these guys who can throw 500 feet, that still challenges all of us.
There you go.
Ladder.
Doesn't challenge Paul this time as he collects the birdie with a nice putt.
I like the way he putts.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody's cutting off Eagle's wings and turning him back into a human. Just haven't seen this in years. I mean, it's not that we don't all have days like that. Just usually when he's on camera.
It's just an off day. I mean, we got plenty of time for him to come off and rattle off, 10 in a row or whatever he normally does. So
It could still be a great round. It's just we just usually don't see these simple mistakes from the likes of Eagle McMahon. Hole 9, we finished the front with a par 4, a new par as of last year. This same exact hole placement in prior years was a par 5. 519 feet. So it's on the shorter end of par fours, but it doesn't mean it's not one of the hardest holes you're going to play on tour. 4.4 average, just showing how difficult it can be. You have to get down to the bottom of the hill if you want any shot at all at the birdie.
Inside.
This is left side. I don't know if that's the gap Paul was looking for.
Toast.
But yeah, that's
It's not good in there.
not good in there.
He kind of an easy par, though. He'll be able to pitch it to the kind of the front of the bowl, I'm guessing, and be able to get up and down. No problem, unless he decides to get kind of aggressive. It's doable from right there. Still really tough, but doable. That was a good kick to the left side of the fairway. I feel like this is going to be coming out screaming.
Come on.
Boy.
One of those days.
And I mean, that's just a fraction off. Honestly, he misses that to the left side or to the right side of that tree. Both could end up in a fantastic spot and just connecting the tree instead.
Like you said, I feel like we expect a lot of Eagle because of how good.
Oh, yeah. That's
been.
looking
Oh, my
good.
goodness. Oh, horrible kick.
And an awful kick off the tree. Oh, my gosh.
Fine, man.
But we expect a lot out of him because of his great play as of late. But, I mean, when it comes down to it, we just got to remember he's just a McMahon.
Stop it. Stop it.
What?
And Eagle going. I'm sure he's already passed his threshold of tilt shots he wants to throw in one round. At 3 or 4 at this point, that's a lot for a utility disc like the tilt.
He's definitely on tilt at this point. I'll stop.
No, please never, ever stop. Cale Leiviska, he should be an okay spot to save his par, but if he doesn't, it'd be the first blemish on this otherwise great front 9 at 5 under par.
I think I got it. Oh, no.
And that is the issue with going high on this hole. There's so many little limbs you can't account for, and that was looking so pretty.
Who's that?
Believe that is...
McBeth.
Yeah, I was trying to think of something else, but yeah, that was Paul. And actually, like you said, pretty good fight to get up the fairway. That shouldn't be too challenging to get his par.
He's so aggressive, though. That had the speed to get to the green. If he just had a little more height, that was actually a really good shot with a lot of potential.
Okay, so Eagle apparently has not had enough of the tilt yet, and he's going to have to... I would imagine he's going to go with a putter for the next shot. But if he goes tilt, that'd be something.
Cale, one of the only people that throws it with the one finger.
Good
And
play,
that's
Cale.
one of the 6 forehands you'll see him throw in 2021. Not something that Cale uses that often, but pretty effective shot there.
Rattler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
don't
No
do
way,
that.
what?
That's going to rattle him right there.
It was a rattler.
And Earhart's on a mission this year to show Garrett Gerthy that the Rattler can do everything that Garrett can do with the Sonic.
Yeah, if Garrett threw it.
Sit down.
Through the...
Rattler.
Yeah, but he's
I
just...
was just...
yeah.
I was saying.
I
Garrett's
think he
sick.
could probably switch it in. I mean, they both have got tremendous touch with those floaty putters. Eagle for the par. No
Oh, my.
way. No way. After everything else he's dealt with on the front 9, for that to go in and then spit out is cruel. Oh.
That poor guy, man. Yeah, I want to do that too.
And Brian, he's...
Oh, no.
You gotta stop. Hole 9, you gotta stop, okay? You're being a jerk right now.
I almost just knocked my water bottle off the table. Oh, boy. You guys need to calm down.
So Cale Leiviska will suffer his first bogey in the front 9, and that is a bogey to go with a double for Brian Earhart. And look at that. He started off feeling so good, and just like that, he's now at even par. And Paul's going to take the box going into the back 9, 3 under. We've seen him shoot Did we see him shooting a 10 down on this front nine one time? The only thing that's changed besides the wind is that this is now a par 4 instead of a par 5. So, I mean, the conditions out here, obviously they're showing how difficult it truly is right now. But, man, we haven't seen a feature group struggle so much on the front nine at any tournament so far in a long time. But let's check in with that leaderboard, as we've got some new names and faces out there that are not struggling with the course nearly as much. We've got several players at 6 under par and several more at 5 under. It's very tight at the top. We're going to come back at you guys in just a moment with the back nine from the first round at the Waco Annual Charity Open.